But the thing is that, I say it immediately, right? Maybe show it. No, okay, let's start on a good note then. Okay, not a good note, but Sasha, killing of Sasha is, from a writing standpoint, it's. I agree. It's like war, right? Okay, we kill off Sasha. Everyone loves Sasha. It's this like top best girl, right? She's a nice, hearty character, right? And everyone loves how she's always like fun and dandy, and and she's kind of a down to earth girl, and she's the best voice actor in the anime, right? Clearly, so on. So killing off Sasha, and she's an innocent girl too, right? She's just a kind of hunter girl that shoots like birds and rabbits and feeds her family and so on. And so killing off Sasha is like this, like it's kind of like a gut punch, right? It's like killing off the heart of the anime. You're killing off like the nice girl that everyone loves. And I really mean it too, right? I think that everyone that are into this anime or the manga, whatever, right? You probably have like, Historia, she can be kind of annoying, or someone like, she's really fun, right? And someone like Ymir, nah, and so on, right? So everyone is like, probably has different opinions on the different characters, not just female, but the man too, right? Obviously, Gene is best man, and so on, right? But when it comes to Sasha, it's like, no, Sasha, everyone's like, Sasha, this is the best character. no, but necessarily, I wouldn't say people think that Sasha's the best character, but I think she's like a beloved character, right? Like, no one dislikes Sasha, everyone likes Sasha, so it's a really big, it's like kind of like shooting you in the stomach, right? Getting off with Sasha and starting the war and so on. I do feel a little silly though, from a narration standpoint, that no one is like, can't we just give her like a serum, turn her into a titan, and then we can like eat a Rainer or something? Can't we just do the armor thing again, man? Can't we just do like, the whole, I don't know, can't we just do that shit again, right? I think that's a little strange how they're like, whatever. And I do feel that sense in the writing here. I do think it was somewhat obvious that Sasha or like Connie or one of those guys would get killed, because they can't kill off like army. There's like a plot armor hierarchy, right? It's like Sasha is like mid plot armor, and you're gonna see that Gabi has the worst but Gabi's plot armor is even worse. I hate it because Gabi kills Sasha and this beat her up. Why didn't Flosh like kill? Why didn't Flosh just like kill Gabi, right? Why didn't he like screw you, girl? Instead, he's like, no! Yeah, so I just hate it so much how... Now, when you can give her the serum and just push it out of the blimp, right? Give her the serum and like push her out of the blimp, go and get Rainer and like eat this goddamn guy. Rainer wants to die anyway, right? Rainer is like, please kill me, Eren! So, I mean, can't he just, push her out of the blimp like, Seek is doing, right? To Seek, attack, right? Push her out, get Rainer, make her eat Rainer. Rainer wants to die anyway, and she's alive. Like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Can't you try? The Gabi plot armor, right? So if you want to notice, is that Gabi has the worst plot armor ever. Like, you think Eren has plot armor? Have you seen Gabi? She just killed Sasha, and like, why did they kill her for? Why didn't why did they not kill her for it? She's a horrible bastard character too, right? Why didn't he just kill her for it? Like, why did he like, I don't know, I'm gonna like capture her even if she killed my friend there. I don't know. I can see them not killing Falco. Falco's like pushed her away, and like he saved Jean kind of way. So I can see them be like, hey, maybe Falco is like, I don't know, he's a good kid. But this girl is like, yeah, I'm gonna kill all of you. I'm gonna murder all of you. Like, come on. But anyway, talking about I think then the controversial part here, right? And I stand by saying this thing. Of course, I said it way back, right? Is that I think Gabi is easily the worst written character in Attack on Titan. I just think that Gabi, but by far, Gabi's writing is horrible, I think. And why I say that is that the first thing, and you can check it on my channel, right? And I said it immediately in my first review of Gabi appearing. And I'm like, oh, she's gonna kill a person. I think there's like a massive issue here with Gabi, which is, why I decided to cancel so much, because I dislike the writing of Gabi, right? Because Gabi is what I would call a very forced narration, but obviously then, I would even go so far to call like an object versus like character. And her whole, like basically Gabi, as a call is an anti-plot armor, right? She's like a device in the storytelling used to be like, oh, she's gonna kill a character, right? And I just think that's such a bad thing, right? You see, because the issue with Gabi then, and I didn't mean it's like a writing sample, right? Not just story sample, is that as soon as she appears, and she's like a war criminal and shit, look at me, I do this crap and so on, right? As soon as she does that shit crap, right? You're just like, oh, this character is clearly I mentioned then in my review and so on, this is clearly kind of like a new main character, right? She's kind of the main character of the Marley side, and that just tells you immediately that she's probably gonna kill at least one character of the other characters, right? Like this is an obvious thing. That's why I really dislike with Gabi, because just reading the Gabi story like, immediately, and I say immediately, so probably reviews it immediately. I was like, oh, she's gonna kill a character, and that's why I think the scene is a good scene, but at the same time, I think it's the most predictable death scene in the whole Attack on Titan, because even before the episode, even before this current bit, right? As soon as I saw Gabi in the war, in the first scene, I was like, oh, this character is gonna kill one of the ending, you see, in that sense, right? And that's why I think Gabi is such an annoying character, right? But more so though, I watched this episode, and they really milked it here too, right? And that's what I mean. It's a really sad that scene, but I don't think it helped the episode that much. They were spending so much time on Gabi talking to Falco like, oh, I'm gonna kill them. I really hate them. I'm gonna kill these guys. I'm gonna get revenge. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna get up there and kill them. It's like death flag, death flag, death flag. It's like 10 minutes of Gabi talking to Falco, being like, you know what, Falco? I'm gonna kill them. Yeah, and like, I wonder what's gonna happen when Gabi gets up there, And then we see the Zeppelin flying, right? And when it's flying, there's one guy left on that. There's one stupid guy left that is flying with his, the bat with hook thing, the grappling hook. There's one guy with the hook left, and Gabi finds it immediately and gets up there, right? And it feels so silly how it's like everything Gabi ever does is always stars aligned. Gabi is like the, even angrier version of Eren, but it's a very good point. I think that Gabi, unfortunately, she's kind of like a carbon copy of Eren, but in like a worse version. It's even more deranged and even more angry and so on, right? And it's more annoying. But what I think is important here, and why I don't really like the fight with Gabi, is that this episode here made it even worse. Because, she's spending so much time just talking about, oh, I'm gonna kill them. And as soon as you see her running there with the rifle, you know that she's gonna kill a character, and that's why I hate Gabi. Because I think the writing is, because she's kind of like a character that is like really showing Isayama's worst writing experience, like the worst part of his writing, and on the same time, she's like freaking Mary Sue character. But Gabi can do everything perfectly. Gabi's like, oh, here's the gun, she can shoot perfectly and so on, and she has all the plot all around her, right? So in episode 1, when she fights the unknown name country fighting, right? And Gabi runs out there, defeats a tank in like a war criminal sense, and then she runs away, in her underwear, like, yeah, I did it, right? And so on, right? And that's always Gabi, and no matter what she does, she always gets away somehow too. And it is super annoying, man. It is like super annoying. The problem there with Gabi, and again in a right sense, right, is that she's incredibly intelligent, except with common sense, which is a typical Mary Sue thing again. Which is super annoying. Gabi Sue is that color, because it's like, oh, she's the best at everything, and everyone keeps telling you that she's the best at everything. It's also a very typical trait of that Sue thing, that everyone else in the army is like, that Gabi girl, she's the best at everything. Like, that's a very classic trait too for that kind of writing point. It's like, oh, I immediately understand how this thing works. Like, this is a classic Gabi scene. Gabi's like immediately, oh, I understand. That's how I'm using it, right? And she's like, oh, I understand the weaponry, I understand the aiming. I feel this is like a Gabi thing always. She's always like, oh, I understand perfectly how to win in this scenario. And this is a scene, it is exactly how she started episode 1 with Gabi in the season. She's like, oh, I can defeat this Kank, it's no problem. And then she gets saved by, something else, or someone else saves her, right? And so on. It's always the thing with Gabi. But again, so much of that stuff. Her plot armor is bigger than Eren's. It's crazy. But and she also has the anti-plot armor. She's the only one that can kill one of the other characters. It's like, come on, Gabi. But I do think that this episode here, really even extrapolated the issue that we saw earlier too, that they are spending so much time on Gabi building up her hatred and her explaining basically she's gonna kill them all. And why it's really sad then, right? And I was really sad, and I felt a goosebump and so on, and it really felt sad seeing again Sasha, right? Like the classic best girl, like peak of Sasha, right? Like the classic best girl of the LDN side, right, so to speak. And it's really sad. But I do find the scene is not emotionally as strong as it should be if Gabi just get up and kill her. Right? So they spend like 10 minutes of Gabi talking to Falco, explaining what she can do and so, right? So you're sitting here just waiting for it to happen. You're like, he's probably gonna kill someone soon, right? He's probably gonna kill someone soon. And you just feel like a very predictable, as I mentioned, that like a forced narration where I'm just waiting, right, for her to kill anyone. So the first time, right, and I said it again, look at all the reviews. When I saw it the first time, I was like, well, she's gonna kill someone, right? I mean, I didn't know that Sasha was gonna die, but I know that like, she's either gonna kill like Connie, Sasha, or Jean. That's my guess immediately. It's like Sasha, Jean, or Connie, right? She's gonna get it. She's not gonna kill one of the Titans, right? She's gonna kill like Levi and so on, because they're too good for that. But she's gonna kill one of the like the supporting characters, like Jean or like Sasha. That was my guess immediately when I see her spending like, you know, all this time being built up as the anti-character, the anti-plot armor killer in that kind of sense, right? And that was immediately the first time I saw her, right? And I said it like months before she killed Sasha, that she was either gonna kill Sasha or Jean. And that's why I think the writing is like, really? Like that's not good writing to me. So that, I think there's a big reason I think why people hate Gabi. And I really mean it's not purely because she killed Sasha. I think it's because everyone was guessing correctly that she was gonna kill Sasha. Everyone's like, he's probably gonna kill Sasha in like 3 episodes from now. That's like, and she stared at Sasha in that hallway, and she has like a sniper, and Sasha's like a sniper, and like it's like, you know, like everything is just so pointing to her killing Sasha. So much more likely before it happened. Right? And that's a big issue for the actual storyline. Like for the massive storyline, I think it's a big issue for her. So I think it's an important thing to take out, because there's been this. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be the most controversial episode. I'm sure people are going to defend Gabi to death. Oh, but Gabi is like fighting in a war and so on. But the thing is that it's not that Gabi necessarily did something wrong or right. I think the issue with the whole storyline is that it's so obvious, right, that she's gonna kill Sasha. That's the issue for me primarily. And again, then you know, people started hating Gabi very early, right? It's kind of the new main character and so on. It's just so incredibly predictable that she was gonna kill her, and that's just so annoying. I think that's people, because I'm looking at, you know, because I follow all these different other, you know, YouTubers, and I follow Reddit and Twitter and so on, right? And I feel it's like a huge, basically like an obvious prediction for so many people that, oh, she's probably gonna kill Sasha. And then people are, you know, building that up, right, for months before it happened, and people are like, yeah, it's probably gonna happen, right? So it's just kind of an annoying thing. It's the way to it, man. And this episode here, I do think it made it worse from like a narrative standpoint, how much time they spent on Gabi, and kind of making her like, you know, I don't know if it's sort of like sympathy or something in the episode. Is trying to make it like, oh, but look at Gabi, she deserves to somehow kill Sasha. She's all like sad or something, right? Something like that, right? Something like that. So it's like a really weird episode. Yeah, and I think the episode spent so much time on building up the sympathy car or something. So I'm mad how it's gonna be later, but they're even gonna spend more time on her. I don't know. But it's I think it's like a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing seeing that thing, and that's immediately. I do wish they would try to do something crazy. I do wish they would like, hey, let's her like eat Eren or something. Let's read it. But anyway, let's go to like evil seeking Eren and bromance. Let's go to bromance. Let's drop Gabi for now. We're talking about Gabi for every week now. Gabi's a new main character. You talk a lot about Gabi, right? Let's drop Gabi for a moment. Well, okay, they had to make this. I mean, it's classic anime. They had to be like, remember Sasha? She was all happy and cute. I was like, thanks anime. Yeah, you have to remind me of Sasha is all cute and so on. But where's the damn Zeke scene? Zeke and here it is. They're like Zeke and Eren having a bromance. Let's talk about that, right? Bam, baby. So yeah, Potato Girl got snapped. It's an interesting scene. We're seeing Zeke being here, but I think this in here, I think is interesting is because, I mean, there's a lot of levels here, right? A lot of depth here. So Zeke is alive. Well, that was obvious, but I mean, he's alive and he's captured, and he's kind of like, hey, Lava, I want to be friends now. And he's like, shut up, I hate the monkey, right? And he had this other Lava's like, I will kill you immediately if you try to move and that whole stuff, right? But then we kind of see Zeke and Eren being like, hey, I'm good strategy, man. Yeah. So that thing is gonna be portrayed here. And But what I think is interesting here is how Eren is like, she died. I'm like, that was even left up here, man. That was left up here, man. You're like, so Eren is like, I don't care that much if she died or something, right? And it's Jean being angry at him and so on. So it's like a really weird thing there, where they're getting this whole thing where they're like, yeah. It's some interesting, I feel, as I mentioned, layers of depth to it, right? The interaction between Zeke and Eren here. And also, again, then, Eren's reaction, right? And Connie's like, Sasha is dead, man! And Eren's like, yeah, war girl. It's like, oh, man. So, yeah, the Eren build-up is interesting, I think. Very interesting, I think, in this episode here, definitely in the end there. Figuring out what he and Zeke is up to and so on, right? And his general, his general emotional take on Sasha being killed. It's like, oh, shit happens, kind of, you know. Something like that, right? So it's like a weird, it's a weird thing to it, definitely. But some interesting points. And lastly, I want to say that, which I really like, of course, again, right, is that of course that Peak is like, interesting. So because you know that Peak says Sasha's dead now, okay? Forget about Sasha. The new best girl is, especially as Peak, okay? The new best girl is Peak-chan, okay? Forget about Sasha, it's Peak now, because all the best girl died. And I really keep loving that, how even more here in the anime, they really keep building up that Peak is a genius. Peak is like, I recognize that girl. She's like a secret, interesting, you know. So I just love that little detail there, that Peak is figuring out that, oh wait a minute, Zeke is probably betraying me or something. Like, I just like they're building up on that more. Yeah, that's Peak is the interesting extra scenes there. And also the Peak and Magat friendship, which is one of the best relationship in this, definitely. But I really liked it. It's gonna add a little bit extra detail there to Peak. And we see it, I think, in every episode here, actually, that every Peak episode is just better and better. Like how they're explaining how she knew about the traps and how she hugged those guys and so on. Right? So I like it, as I mentioned last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago, when we had the Peak in the trap. I just love how Peak has the, let's say, the ugliest Titan form, right? The mule Titan. It looks not that intelligent, but it actually has the most intelligent Titan. He's actually Peak, and I do love that. That Peak is the smartest character, but she has the dumbest looking mule Titan. No, but anyway, see people are gonna come in and defend Gabi, like they're like, oh, like Gabi's amazing character, but no, that's the problem. This Gabi is always amazing at everything. That's the problem. This basically Gabi Sue of the character, right? But also being completely always uphold everyone and having messy plot. But anyway, that's it, guys. Start plug button. Now going to Twitch. We're gonna watch, of course, Mushiku Tenshi, right? New Isekai. They're also doing Nonyon Byaru after Isekai. I love doing Nonyon Byaru. Wholesome anime. After seeing Sasha getting killed, I need that Nonyon Byaru with like Renge-chan. It's like, let's have a picnic or something. And I'm like, yeah, this is cute. I need Hikani. I needed kind of, you know, nice, wholesome anime after seeing Sasha being brutally murdered by that goddamn Gabi. And I'm love to see people now, especially I think after today, coming in defending Gabi's many war crimes and Gabi's amazing writing and so on, even if it's the most obvious character ever. But anyway, and people are gonna hate, and almost I was hated Gabi, worst goddamn character ever. Goddamn character. Anyway, see you guys and have a good day.